Hello and welcome to Do You Know Your Apple Records songs? Well, if you don't, you're just gonna know these are some basic songs if you want to know your Apple Records. So this is an apple.
Why is that green apple?
Why this green apple?
Yeah.
Because that's the Apple Records logo.
Ah, gotcha.
This is a fake apple, but this is a real apple. And now let's get started.
So the theme today is just
Yeah.
all Apple record songs,
Yeah, it's
or
just-
the best ones?
Yeah, it's like
or
the most famous apple.
the most famous Apple records.
Okay, so I got a few rare songs on here, but they're just pretty
A lot of
famous.
hits.
Okay, so the first one everybody knows because it's the most famous song in Apple Records. Even if you don't know what Apple Records is, you know it.
Hey Jude,
What do you like about this one?
What do you like about it?
This one.
It's a classic. Well, first,
This part. Yeah?
to make it better.
What do you like about this? And what was your question?
Hey Jude,
I just want to know what you thought of it.
don't be afraid.
Okay, that was what I thought of it.
Okay. Well, wait. Before we go on to the next one, pause it. I need to know a little bit more about Apple Records.
Okay.
So, what is Apple Records?
So in 1968, well, it started all in 1967 when John Lennon wanted to make a record company and came up with this. This is the first
So
Apple.
this is John Lennon's record company?
Well, no, I don't really know, but it's.
Oh, okay.
The Beatles wanted to make.
Okay, so it's
Well,
a
if
record
you-
company the Beatles made.
Yeah, and then they featured other records, Apple art, people. I mean, so
Okay.
so if this is the first one I'm holding up, if you can't see what it says, this is Wonder All Music by George Harrison.
That's the first Apple Records release?
Yeah, it was the
A
first.
solo from George Harrison?
Yeah, in 1968, when he was in the Beatles, he was making a movie, and it was called Wonder All Music.
Okay.
And then
I
when-
didn't know that.
Want to go on to the next?
Sure. All right, let's get back
This
to
is
it. Back to the music.
Another one people might know if you don't. The other one everybody knew. A few people might know, but most of you know it.
If you want it,
I know, I just like the whole song. So, there's a kind of an Apple thing CD they made called Come and Get It. And this is like one of the main songs, of course, on it. Which I have some songs from it.
What year is this from?
1970,
Okay.
on the first Apple. This is another movie song when they were making. Like Ringo Starr, I know, started a couple of the Beatles started this movie, Magic Christian Music that Finger made. And I'll go to the next one. Few less people know this, but you know, it's still.
I don't think a lot of people would know this one.
I thought a lot of people knew those were the days when Mary Hopkins.
Maybe they do. I don't know.
Okay, I don't.
Well,
I'm trying to get to my favorite part. This part. Da-da. Okay. The next one, it's gonna go up because this was the first Beatles solo artist to have George Harrison in 1971. The first solo artist.
but this isn't from that first album, that
Right.
Wonderwall music.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, it's from. It wasn't from Electric Sound. This is in 1969. Then it was from All Things Must Pass in 1970.
Okay.
He was the first Beatles solo artist to have a #1 hit in 1971. And here it is. We all know this one.
Yeah, it's a very famous one.
Okay, the part's coming in. Oh, wait.
You like the slide guitar?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it's cool.
Well, the next one, rarely anybody knows it. I know it, but I don't even know what the words are because you'll find out. Of course, this is a George Harrison tune.
This is a George Harrison tune. He wrote it,
I-
or is he performing it?
No, I think he produced it.
Oh, produced it. Okay.
This is why, because it's in a different language. Somehow.
I don't think I've ever heard this in my life.
No, what is
Kinda
it?
cool, though.
What is it by?
The Radha Krishna Temple,
Mm-hmm.
London.
No, you don't really say the London. They were just from London.
Oh, okay.
Yep, we all know this one, right?
Everybody knows this one.
Yeah, you almost.
So after the Beatles broke up, the individual Beatles all still used Apple Records?
Yeah, until 1975 when they went out, which since John Lennon had Sean, he only recorded one song that wasn't on Apple Records before his death. And then, which he was on Geffen Records. Paul McCartney, Columbia, George Harrison, Dark Horse, Ringo Starr. I don't know. I think he was on like all sorts of ones.
Okay.
Okay. Nobody probably heard this one, huh? We were trying to YouTube this song one time, and we couldn't pronounce Thingamabob.
I can pronounce it, I just didn't spell it right.
And we didn't spell it right, so I had to come over here, search it, and then write it down so we can spell it.
Yeah.
The next one, I know it says Badfinger, but it's an Ivory song.
Wait, who are the Ivories?
Badfinger.
Oh, Ivories wrote this, but Badfinger performed it?
No, the Ivories are Badfinger before.
Oh, Badfinger was called Ivories before they were called Badfinger?
Yeah.
Okay. Very confusing.
I've only heard like 4 of their songs, and that's it they really have. No, actually I've only heard 2, but they have.
But this was on the Badfinger record.
Yeah, it's a bonus. Yeah, it was on. It's on here. It's not a bonus track. There's another Ivory song that's an alternate.
Was this on the original or just this remastered version?
It was on the original.
It was on the original record?
The
Okay.
next one, it's probably gonna go up, right? Not everybody.
Yeah, I don't know. I was not familiar with this very long ago, but I've heard a lot recently.
Yeah.
It's a good song.
It's like those were the days. You might know it, you might not. George Harrison wrote this one. George Harrison wrote it.
Sounds like a George Harrison song.
If you would like to know some more about it, I heard a BBC version. It was like, and here's another person. It's discovered by Beatle George Harrison, Jackie Lomax. It's gonna go down a lot, but this is another kind of famous one by Jackie Lomax. I haven't really heard this one much.
I don't think I've ever heard this. It's a cool song.
The next one's going up a lot. This was one of the last. This was one of the last Apple records. It was from like 74, 75. Do you know this next one? Probably none of us have heard it. Maybe barely any, but it's another one of those language. Maybe you. I thought the other one was Indian.
Wait, this isn't English?
It isn't.
Oh.
Even though it's so confusing. The artist and names in English. Ready?
Yeah.
What? Is this German? What? Louisianan? Because they're from like Louisiana. But they speak a different language. Oh, would you want to go to...
I don't know what language.
Would you like to go to the next song?
Sure.
This is Ronnie Spector from the Ronettes, which were one of the opening acts at the Beatles' last concert, Candlestick Park. And the 3 opening acts, this was one of them. She was in the Ronettes, which was actually a famous band in the 60s. They had a couple.
Okay, never heard of them, but it's a cool song. I know this guy.
Probably a lot of people know this one.
Do I know this song though? I don't know if I know any of his solo stuff.
Well, you know him from Don't Let Me Down.
Right, I know
And Get
him.
Back, because... Do you know who Billy Preston was? Played on the rooftop concert. Played organ on the rooftop concert. He made his first album in '63 when he was 16. Would you go to the next song?
Sure.
It's in a different style. We can tell it's soul, right? It's soul, right?
Yeah? Yeah, I don't know this song. Never heard of this person.
Let's get to the words. I heard she had a #1 hit in '63 on Atlantic Records. We all know this one, right?
Yeah.
My favorite part. a chance. And then the next one we all probably know. Wait, until it's got it coming.
Well, I definitely know this.
It's the whole medley from the.
So Abbey Road was on Apple Records.
Yeah,
So how many Beatles records are on Apple's records?
3.
3? Which ones?
White Album, Abbey Road, and Let It Be.
Oh, okay.
And
So White Album came out in what year?
68.
But it was after Wonderwall music?
Yeah, I'll tell you. I'll keep
Okay.
telling you. Came out in 69. You guessed it, Abbey Road. And then the other one's a really unusual one. Let It Be, some of them, my copy, it's red, not green. This guy is red. Crazy, huh?
Crazy.
And it's the Abbey Road medley.
All right, so that's a pretty good selection of
Yeah, bye.
Apple Records.